kind of lie. Oh, 20 million and 28 million. Lie. Me not take no salary increase. So my salary is what it was before. And I tell you something, I feel like just keep back to. Because he's a proud man, you know. Me don't like people tell lie for me. I don't want you to come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and he's a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want labor rights carry that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.
All right, family. Here we go. Let's get right into the argument. What you guys doing? Now we're gonna make you hear something. We're gonna talk about judicial review. You know, knowledge is power. And if me hear nothing, we can teach somebody something, may I come forth with it. So we hear Miss Jackson and I talk about judicial review, and she have a lawyer on board explaining judicial review. And I want you guys to know that it's not the labor right alone put in for this judicial review. And Ian Hills himself also, when him get in a trouble, can him get in a trouble too, you know. Oh yeah, me I tell you no guys who have beat the Integrity Commission, leave them alone. Because no labor right never complain when Ian is dirt come a road. All when Ian is and name up himself Bunting and this guy named Dwayne Vaz. Don't forget for the work for them work come a road. So he has took it to the court, just like we say such man on the right here. This is not the first judicial review. So and after studying and reading, I realize what I want. So make me listen, miss. Make me hear TV and hear what I want to people. And learn she have a lawyer on board. And the lawyer is going to explain some things to us. As Jamaicans, we're not informed. We're not properly informed. Jamaica people call me and tell me so them now get the news. Most people have it in them hand now. Watch it now, listen it now, read it. But if we put in a farm like this, some people will listen. So let's go.
Thank you so much for being with us tonight. You're watching All Angles. I'm Dion Jax Miller. Now, in this program, we're going to be talking to Attorney at Law Anthony Williams about some of the legal issues relating to the Prime Minister's application to the court in relation to the Integrity Commission. What is that really? What does it mean? And later on in the program, does Jamaica need a new law dealing with something called unexplained wealth orders to help fight financial crime? We're going to be hearing from University Professor Shazida Ali, also from the National Security Minister, Dr. Horace Chang, and the opposition spokesperson, Senator Peter Bunting, spokesperson on security. First, so I need to start with an apology. On last week's show, in a discussion about business partners and conflict of interest in government, a guest referred to former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson as well as Dr. Jane Lawrence, leaving the impression that they had been business partners and that those conflict of interest issues related to them. Want to make it clear, Mr. Patterson and Dr. Lawrence were never business partners, and no such conflict of interest issues could therefore apply. We want to apologize to you if you were left with that impression, and to apologize unreservedly to both Mr. Patterson and Dr. Lawrence for the embarrassment this has caused them. Let me go now to a report by Andrea Chisholm following Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives. Now, opposition members walked out of the House after opposition leader Mark Golding had been blocked from moving a motion relating to what Prime Minister Andrew Holness had said about his statutory declarations.
When opposition leader Mark Golding rose to move the motion, House Speaker Juliet Holness excused herself from the sitting, leaving her deputy Heroy Clark to preside over the matter.
Whereas there is a ministerial code of conduct in place from 2002 that governs the conduct of members of the cabinet. And whereas the Prime Minister did not inform the people of Jamaica that he was being investigated by the integrity.
Member, please.
I don't even need to hear another word. If the member in any
This guy,
way
I can't
intends
take
to
this
go
guy,
down
a
the road,
Riverton dump material.
that
Colonel
is,
son become a
you can't
Riverton dump
understand if you don't
material.
listen. Permit yourself to use your ears and not your mouth. If it is that the member
That boy, I smell him
intends
crutches.
to travel down a road that is going to breach the standing orders in raising matters, let me just say it.
I can't stand this boy.
Subjudicate. Hold on. I'm just telling you. That cannot.
Tell you, see this piece of shit, yes, sir? Say I don't want to say about Colonel Charles. Yeah? But his father no go on, sir. His father no go on, sir. His father don't talk like this. Piece of shit. Start taking like man spend too much time with Warmington. It's a piece of shit right here. Disgusting boy and manners. What the hell when you find out say you're on the investigation? I hope you're on the investigation to watch at so loud in the parliament, boy.
Be accommodated in this house.
Member, you start on a premise. And as far as the standing order is concerned, I hear the first part of where you're going.
Deputy House Speaker Leroy Clark used Section 22(3) of the Standing Orders, stating that the motion being moved by Mr. Golding is out of order. He also used the UK Parliamentary Handbook Erskine May to state that matters before the courts cannot be raised in a motion.
So it emerged yesterday that what the House Speaker, the Deputy House Speaker, was speaking about was an application that Prime Minister Andrew Holness had filed in the Supreme Court seeking leave to apply for judicial review of some of the decisions that had been made and actions taken by the Integrity Commission in relation to his statutory declarations and an investigation report that was sent to Parliament in relation to those declarations. What does all this mean? And the whole sub judice issue, which is something I have a big problem with. But Anthony Williams here in studio will help us with some of this. Thank you so much. Appreciate your coming in.
Thank you, Leon.
So let's start with judicial review and what it is. And the Prime Minister has filed an application for leave to apply for judicial review. So explain to us what's that all about.
All right. So judicial review basically is a legal process in which a litigant, such as the Prime Minister of Jamaica or any other litigant, can apply to the court seeking redress in relation to a matter that he feels aggrieved about. So, for example, in this particular case, he's saying that a certain decision was made in relation to the Integrity Commission or the Director of Investigations making certain pronouncements that the matter should be sent to FID, and so he is trying to prevent that from happening. And so the issue of constitutionality, illegality arises, and so what he seeks to do is to apply to the court for certain orders, and we will talk about them further. Certain orders in relation to judicial review, basically to review or to rule that the IOC, its servants and our agents should not proceed in a certain manner. So therefore, certain decisions were made, and when you're doing a judicial review, you're asking the court to look into the actions or the decisions of those.
The way in which those decisions.
Of the way in which.
What's your credit?
I hear man talk all kind of lie. Oh, 20 million and 28 million. Lie! Me not take no salary increase. So my salary is what it was before. And I tell you something, I feel like just keep back to.
The actions or the decisions of those,
the way in which
those decisions were made. Now, we must make it very clear that in law there are certain axiomatic, or should I say fundamental or pivotal principles on which someone can apply for judicial review. The litigant, and in this case the Prime Minister, he would have to prove to the court a number of grounds. One, anyone, that there's some illegality that occur,
how the Integrity
Commission went about it. It could be that they acted ultra vires. I'm just stating the general grounds that they acted ultra vires
outside
of their powers, or they acted within their powers but abused the process, or they took into account irrelevant considerations, or relevant consideration that should have been taken into account were not taken into account. Those are just some of the grounds.
Okay. One of the important things, though, is that it's a two-step process.
Yes.
So you can't go straight to judicial review. Correct. You have to ask the court for permission to apply for judicial.
Right. And what that simply means is that the court, before it grants leave, the court must be satisfied. The litigant must convince the court that there is a prima facie case, a case that on the merit worth judicial review. And if the court is of the opinion, based on the evidence that is presented before it, is not sufficient, it does not meet the threshold of these grounds, the abuse of process, the ultra vires, the constitutionality, the illegality, then the court is going to say, sorry, you have not passed the first hurdle. You have to pass the first hurdle in order for us to grant you leave.
And the court out the full case.
Oh yeah. So in other words, it's like putting some clothes in the dryer, and you're blowing out the what I call it, the puffs. Yes, you have to make sure, right? So the court wants to make sure that there is a prima facie case, sufficient evidence to move it, to grant you leave, to go to the full court to
and the court, in fact, isn't shy about refusing leave in some cases.
In many cases.
So I was looking, for instance, back at the case in which Ian Hale had sought judicial review of a decision of the Integrity Commission.
And was refused. That is correct. So we want the public to know, including any politician, and the Prime Minister is not excluded, or the leader of the opposition, whoever they may be. Once you apply to the court for judicial review, then it means that you must have fundamental grounds to ground that application. Otherwise, it's a no-no. Then we come to the issue of sub judice, which is what Minister Pernell Charles Jr. mentioned. And what is sub judice? Sub judice was formulated from as way back as 1742 in a case called the St. James Evening Post, in which Lord Howick, in that particular case, remember 1742, that's way back. And he said sub judice simply means that the court will cite someone for contempt if someone seeks to comment on a case unmeritoriously, or expresses their opinion in such a manner that seeks to influence the court, or to bring the court into disrepute, or to interfere with the legal principles. In other words, the integrity of the justice system must be kept intact. But there are some fundamental rules in terms of sub judice. People are of the opinion, or some person of the opinion, that you can't comment on a case. And that's not true. You can. However, the fundamental principle is that there must be fair comment. You must exercise no malice, and you must not import any facts, and you must ensure that the integrity of the justice system maintains. In fact, the essence of the sub judice rule, is to provide a safeguard to ensure that the justice system remains intact.
Yeah, it's being used to stifle public debate, in my view, in many cases.
In many cases. This sub judice principle really is described by many lawyers and other counsel in other jurisdictions as both elusive and evasive. Elusive in the sense that people seek to to try to avoid it, and evasive in the sense that they try to use it to their advantage.
Okay, so in this case, we heard the deputy speaker shutting down the motion of the opposition leader, saying, no, it's now before the court, it's sub judice. We can't talk about it.
I do not agree with that statement. I do not agree because for a number of reasons. One, it was said in Parliament, and so the parliamentarians have parliamentary privilege. Two, sub judice, as I said, means that you cannot unfairly unmeritoriously comment on a case and give your own evaluation, analyze it critically or non-critically with a view to prejudice the integrity of the case. In fact, in several cases, even in the Oscar Pistorius case in South Africa,
Yes.
right? The trial judge made it very clear when she heard that there were several media houses who were going to analyze the case and give an interpretation. The learned judge said, no. Only one tribunal, only one judge will be the analyst in this case, and the analyst will be the court. So basically, the statement is not correct in the sense that as long as there is fair comment, you are not exceeding the boundaries, you are not importing facts, then it is okay. And furthermore, parliamentary privilege.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you so much, Attorney Anthony Williams there, walking us through some of the issues. I know there will be lots of issues to go through, but we're going to take a break right now. And then when we come back, we'll move on to the issue.
Guys, thank you for that piece there. Miss Jackson, we could go to a short break and I'll be right back to show you some things. We're going to discuss this.
What happened to borrowed money? Now, the other transaction which concerned me was the one where the account was opened at NCB. It was opened with no money in it. And I didn't know you could open an account with no money in it. A couple of days later, there was a deposit of a little over 143,000 US dollars, which came from SSL. And in the context of the discussions which we have been having about SSL, I believe that the Prime Minister needs to address this and explain how and why that money came into his account from SSL. It was deeply concerning to me, and I'm sure that it must be deeply concerning to all the people who not only lost money, but know people who lost money. And you know the number one concern is what happened to borrowed money.
I don't want you to come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and as a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want labor rights carry that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.
So let's go to Mr. Ailes. Ian Ailes. Remember, say him get team there, you know. Some say leave the Integrity Commission alone. Then I work for them money. They work for the poor people of Jamaica to make sure that PNP and labor right now thief and oh no. The Integrity Commission must be protected and supported. Let's get into this, because you guys did not know. IC refers PNP Vice President Ian Ailes to the police for a criminal investigation. This is January 2023, 25th of January. Vice President of the Opposition People's National Party and former West Hanover MP Ian Ailes is now the subject of a criminal referral by the Integrity Commission. The referral on forgery, conspiracy to defraud, allegations to contained in a long-awaited report from the former Office of the Contractor General, now Integrity Commission. The report was tabled in the House of Representatives Tuesday, almost 8 years after it was first compiled. Roby and Williams tell us more. People from this recorded report.
The report concerns an investigation into the illegal construction of buildings on properties located in Orange Bay and Cousins Cove in the parish of Hanover. While the OCG was unable to find any evidence to suggest that Mr. Ian Ailes had a legal interest in the properties, the report says that the former MP is linked to and featured prominently in the affairs of the aforementioned developments. It notes that he, Ailes, commissioned a survey for which his then CDF officer, Mr. Sheridan Samuels, acted as an agent. The former MP, during a hearing, also provided to the OCG a copy of the subdivision approval for Cousins Cove, amongst other documents, which he indicated were loaned to him by his wife. Hales provided the OCG with a copy of the forged sketch plan of Cousins Cove, Lot 23 and 24, which was proposed.
Did they say forged? Me not seeking for no politician. No. At Jamaica, my loyalty is too. And could I go to hell if they call us? Anything they road, I dash it out there.
Aforementioned developments. It notes that he, Hales, commissioned a survey for which his then CDF officer, Mr. Sheridan Samuels, acted as an agent. The former MP, during a hearing, also provided to the OCG a copy of the subdivision approval for Cousins Cove, amongst other documents, which he indicated were loaned to him by his wife.
What?
Hales provided the OCG with a copy of the forged sketch plan of Cousins Cove, Lot 23 and 24, which was purportedly prepared by Mr. Andrew Bromfield, commissioned land surveyor.
What?
The former MP is also alleged to have approached Miss Shernette Houghton, former mayor of Lucy, requesting that she grant him a favor by signing and stamping documents which were in relation to his land and plaza in Hanover.
Rotted.
The OCG recommended that Hales be further investigated in respect of Houghton's allegations concerning the attempt to influence the actions of a public officer. According to the then OCG, this is a violation of the Corruption Prevention Act and a conflict of interest. Hales, who is now a vice president of the opposition PNP, served as a member of parliament for Western Hanover before being defeated in 2020 by the JLP's Tamika Davis. The OCJ report had been submitted for tabling in February of 2017, but was blocked after Hales obtained a court injunction barring the parliament from releasing the findings contained in the document.
When you hear me here a while ago? Block. So like something such man I do? Eh? People on this channel, me not have no secret for no politician. Me not pet none of them. Yeah? My allegiance is to the country. Me I fight for the people of the country, and politicians take too much disadvantage of them, and nobody no got jail PNP and labor right. So don't forget the PNP applied the same tactics too. So make it, and if you guys want to be honest, a country we are fight for. No man, no party.
Was blocked after Hales obtained a court
Hold on.
Tamika Davis. The OCJ report had been submitted for tabling in February of 2017, but was blocked after Hales obtained a court injunction barring the parliament from releasing the findings contained in the document.
Him go further. You get a court injunction barring parliament. Barring that public body that work for us. PNP, don't forget, say Mr. Eels did it. But one thing I read, people, in my research for this video, is that Mark Golding is not with the gag order. Me see him. Am I right? I don't know if some of the PNP, them are gonna like what him a do. But him also said that anybody in a party who's on an investigation for illicit enrichment, they got to go. I read it for you the other day. I brought it to you guys the other day. Mark Golding say, anybody in the PNP we find out say under corruption, illicit enrichment in investigation, they got to bounce, they got to lift up. So the party's there, the PNP. The part where some of people say Michael Mann was the best, but the party's there, is the party the best. The man is different for the party. Now we need a good man, a good honest man with a clean heart to run Jamaica. Whether it be on the PNP side, the Liberal side, the YC, or anybody come in, I'm into my country, not man, not party. Let's continue to listen to this.
Of the Corruption Prevention Act and a conflict of interest. Hales, who is now a vice president of the opposition PNP, served as a member of parliament for Western Hanover before being defeated in 2020 by the JLP's Tamika Davis. The OCJ report had been submitted for tabling in February of 2017, but was blocked after Hills obtained a court injunction barring the Parliament from releasing the findings contained in the document. However, the Supreme Court in December of last year dismissed his application for judicial review after nearly 6 years.
Hold on there. Hold the hell on there. What you just say a while ago? He applied for judicial review. He applied for judicial review. So, therefore, the PNP applied the same tactics too. Let me back it up a little bit for you guys who are here.
Blocked after Hills obtained a court injunction barring the Parliament.
Hold on, man.
The PNP served as a member of Parliament for Western Hanover before being defeated in 2020 by the JLP's Tamika Davis. The OCJ report had been submitted for tabling in February of 2017, but was blocked after Hills obtained a court injunction barring the Parliament from releasing the findings contained in the document. However, the Supreme Court in December of last year dismissed his application for judicial review after nearly 6 years. Hales has denied any wrongdoing. Robian Williams for Nationwide News.
So therefore, you see, where see such man I do? I same thing. How we learn it from? Probably learn it from somebody. Eh? I want this here. The PNP applied the same tactics too. Do you understand me? So a country, we in a party thing, brother. I'm a country, we fight for the people them a rob. Make somebody can go back to Jamaica, everybody. I look for somebody if you rob them. So let me read something where I come from. The book of the Gleaner. Lawbreakers, lawmakers, legislators refer to DPP for breaches. This is from March 6, 2019. I want to believe people. Stay there. Over 3 calendar years, starting 2014, 16 current former lawmakers from 2 main political parties were reported to the nation's top prosecutor for failing to declare income, assets, and liabilities within the required time. Reports from the chief corruption watchdog have revealed. According to the documents obtained by the Gleaner, former member of parliament, MPs, as well as senators were reported to the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, from 2014 to 2016 for ignoring the Integrity Commission's request for additional information to guide its pursuit of their statutory declarations. The revelations were included in 3 reports, blah, 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 blah. We don't see what I go on there, sir. We see what I go on there, sir. We see what I go on there, sir. All right. We see what I go on. Yeah, man. So both parties, you see, there's a review to do that. So we don't see Adama Golding, they might be different because as I see him cut out and them sign the code of conduct. So it take a leader to lead the party down the right track. So hopefully him as the president, the leader of the party, can lead them down the right track and make dirty politicians become clean. Because we're not playing with nobody, you know, a country, you know. Now let's go to Loop News. Integrity Commission ramps up pressure against gag order provision. Now, this is 2022, the 10th of July, 2022, and it's coming from Loop News. The Integrity Commission, IC, is increasing the pressure on Parliament to remove the so-called muzzle clause in the Integrity Commission Act, ICA, which forbids it from commenting on ongoing probe involving public officials. According to Section 53(3) of the ICA, until the tabling in Parliament of a report under Section 36, all matters under investigation by a Director of Investigation or any other persons involved in such investigation shall be kept confidential, and no report or public statement shall be made by the Commission or any other person in relation to the initiation or conduct of the investigation under this Act. In its submission on Wednesday to the Joint Select Committee, JSC, of the Parliament, examining the Act, the IC noted that the primary justification that has been advanced for imposing and retaining the gag is that it prevents the Commission from injuring the reputation of public official when it makes an announcement of its commencement of an investigation into allegation of corruption, misconduct, impropriety, and or irregularity, which can directly or indirectly implicate a public official. Who gives a damn? Why should we care about big boys' feelings? Who gives a damn? When you look a man on an investigation, they go a road. Don't you think the public officials should be held to a higher standard? Don't tell me, say, look, man, down the road, the local chopper is it held to a higher standard? Eh? Who should give a damn about this guy's feelings? The dirty politician. It added that the proponents of the gag generally contend that a person is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Remember that when you use them name in a paper. Remember that. Fair man just wanted by police, a person of interest in name in a paper. Company Evening News. John Brown and Harry report to the station by 5 p.m. That means your name out there. So even if you're innocent, come in, a lot of times they're calling people, most of the people them walk. So hold on, if they call my name, I say must report to the station this afternoon about some type of stuff, and I might be a person of interest. Me and my lawyer go down there. When me look my walk gone. What about my name, my reputation? What about the citizens of Jamaica name and reputation? You guys are working for us and go like say we work for UNO. You guys are living high and fly off of the backs of poor people. So we must get through name tasks out there. While politicians, shh, don't say nothing to the boss. Yes, boss. Yes, my lord. Yes, big man. Brother, I want to say I want to cause the problem in the country. Period. Them are feelings about people. Feelings. It added that the proponents of the gag generally contend that a person is presumed innocent until proven guilty. The poor man too. Not just you guys. And that this presumption is undermined to the detriment of the implicated public official. So what to the youth in the ghetto? Mr. Una go like Una the boss or Una the servant. Because the people of Jamaica don't know their role. Stand up, people. When an investigation is announced or otherwise commented upon, the IC does not share these views. The IC has, by way of its 3 annual report to date, tabled the following recommendations in Parliament regarding Section 53.3. Recommendation in first annual report 2018-19, page 7 to 8. With respect to Section 53.3, which deals with the confidentiality of investigations and reports, it is widely believed that the present provision is inconsistent with the objective people of transparency in the functioning of the commission. It is our view that the commissioners should be given the option of reporting the general terms of stage of an investigation without commenting specifically on the individuals being investigated or what they are being investigated for. We need to do a goddamn thing. Jamaican politics, that's the same thing why we country like that and some thief in the office with 28 bank accounts and I get rich and nobody knew, nobody find out, not even the bloodly tax administration or the finance minister, nobody find out so them thing are going. Too much gag people. Them boy care about their feelings. I don't give a damn about rich people feelings. No, you're wrong. Because if the youth in the ghettos get caught up, him naming at the paper, all when he's just a person of interest, they might put your name in at the paper for the evening news. John Brown, show up a station this evening by XY time. People, allow me to tell, they might put your name out there. But servants who work for us, and them things say them above the law. You see what I say? Yeah, man, them things say above the law, and nobody must question them people. Nobody should ever question them. Much as to put them name out there to make people say them on the investigation. And at them are the servant, people will say something backward there, so. Who knows say something backward there, so. Just like when they refuse to tell us who the government have contract with. We talk about the tax administration, empty buildings, where almost $500 million spent on. There's a gag order and the contract of who the government has spent taxpayers' money to. Who the government is paying taxpayers' money for empty building. Gag order. People, there's so much that we don't know. Yeah? Yeah, man. So, me just come up and show you these people. Me not come to stay long. Yeah, me just come to touch and go because today's a busy day. And whenever me get a break, we come to a short video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I want you guys. So now we don't know if they might accept the Prime Minister's judicial review. Ian Hills, his was thrown out. He never have no ground. So that means a integrity commission that all I's and cross all T's. So Ian Hills had no ground to sue on. You understand me, people? Such man right as so. We are waiting to see if the judge are going to throw it out or what. Because it took Ian Hills 6 years to finalize the judicial review. 6 years before the judge threw it out. 6 years. But I hope because such man is the Prime Minister, they expedite this and get it out there quick and fast. And free him if him clean. If him clean, him should be freed. But if him dirty, he should be punished. Right now, he should be in office right now, touching levers and buttons and stuff like that. How he knows him now try to cover up for himself? He should step aside and go away and have no influence over anything. But what he's doing right now in office is very sad, people. Thank you guys for watching this video. My name is Jamaican Carlos. I'm out.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
I hear man talk all kind of lie. Oh, 20 million and 28 million. Lie! Me not take no salary increase. So my salary is what it was before. And I tell you something, I feel like just keep back to. Because he's a proud man, you know. Me not like people tell lie for me.
Hey, my people, you know what I believe? There should be no second chance on corruption in a public office. They took an oath to come in there. So much great power in there, and people believe you and people trust you. And they're going there and let them down. I don't believe if a PNP and labor right. Anybody go in the office, you only have one time to screw up. You should get out. One time, no mistake. You can't go in there and make certain mistake. And they say if we don't hold these guys to certain standard people as Jamaicans, The country that clean now, you know. They don't know so we're serious. But all we know say the liberator will support corrupt. We still put a arm around him and shield and say, load him on the next side do it to when them a thief from my grand picnic. All we know say the PNP will support corrupt. We put an arm around him and say, load him on the next side do it too. When the whole time I rob my ram from a grand picnic and rob from your own birthright. Robbing from you. How protecting a crooked politician beneficial to you? You see to arm the country? You just listen to the definition of corruption just now. You just listen to it. So nobody, me not inna, when do certain type of corrupt act in the office, I don't think they should get a second chance. Guys, you agree? Sure, Lord God, Carlos, man, he without sin cast the first stone. That's why we black people stay in where we in. You know, see the line there? Nobody abuse it like black people. He without sin cast the first stone to cover up your bloody, you wash your bloody clothes and I come tell me about your son that just murdered people last night. He without sin cast the first stone. Black people abuse that and cover up certain dirt among us. Among us as black people. Before we just dash it out like a dirty water. Just recently, let me tell you the other day, me and this white lady talk. Me never finished telling the argument. I'm going to look on it and me don't talk with her. I'm said this before in the videos. That we try to live up from the country, go a white people country. From the Caribbean to Africa, we are run from black leaders. Okay? And people, like Amazon or something, give me a chance, be right back.
I don't want you to come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want labor rights carry that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.
People, you see, for some reason, it's like black people, we, me, you, we are afraid to hold the leaders accountable. I mean, if we're afraid of them, what we say, what we do, but we will pack up and leave the country and run it from a crooked leader. We don't stand up to them, you know. We jump on plane, we walk across the border, through the desert, come America, England, France, Canada, right? Running come to white man country. But did you know that the white man fought? That's why them country stay the way it is. So now when are we going to fight as black people? When are we going to do our part? The white man will block the road out there, so. Me see that already at California. Block the whole highway, the freeway, everything have to stop. Sit down at the freeway, making chains with their arm. You know long it'll take police to get there to them. You know long it'll get police to get to them. And when police come, I resist. Because them now make police pull them up so easy. So them a disrupt white people. Me see do it, you know. They fight for what they want, black people. Make we take a page out of them book now. If we don't learn nothing from white people, make we fight for what is right, what is ours. White people go to Capitol Hill. I've seen it many times. They will disrupt parliament and allow themselves to be arrested. Let them yard go protest that day. No, say I jail me, I go today, get ready to bail me. About them lawyer up and stand by. People make it learn some stuff from white people now. White people stand up for what is theirs. They will pick it, they will pluck yard. You know how many times you see some of us, we come from an island, out there with white people in a white man country, I protest with them. Something that we would never do in a free country. For us. Do you know how many times you see black people, we come from the island, protesting? Let me ask you a question. Spice. We saw Spice in a Black Lives Matter. She was at the front leading the chant. You never see Spice. Yeah, man. Me the other, you know. Yeah, people check Facebook. Me I run live coverage on Facebook, man, and Black Lives Matter out there, man. We went to couple. One of them Spice was at the front, leading and chanting. Have you ever seen Spice in Jamaica doing anything like that? And a simple example, me I give you. And she alone. Many others will come up here and pick it and placard with white people for their cause of their country. But we not do it in our own country. So as black people, we have to change the mentality, the mindset, the people. White man fight for them. They fight. But then we go to war. Then we go to war. Then I make no politician abuse them. You think I joke me I make? White man, we go to war. Then we go for Parliament. Then we go at Capitol Hill. Then we make nice up there for Congress. Whole part them we go up there. And that police attack people, you know what time you see police are put on tie strap on their hand. The amount of people go to Congress and go misbehave. White people sit down on ground, give police extra time, and then now walk. Police have to lift them up and drag them. So they look on that. They make sure police job extra hard. Them go to disrupt and go to jail for their rights. How many of us willing to go to even jail to stand up for anything in Jamaica? As we see police are come and run gone. Police are come, make a run. The only time we stand up in Jamaica is some murderers, gunmen, dons, gang members. The only time we stand up and come out and come pick it. Look on it deep, black people. We don't stand up for nothing. We pack up and we run. We gone. Can't take them money too corrupt. They're wicked. From the Caribbean to Africa. Where they lie there? We don't stand up to black leaders. I will come a white man country and talk about we want justice. We want justice from the white man. My fight in America is for Jamaica. People just look on the argument to me and give you. We have to stand up for something, people. We have to push back. But first we need education to know what to fight for, because you can't tell a bunch of dunce people to go up on the road to go protest. They might burn down place and loot and mash up the place more. People have to be educated and they know what they might fight for. You know what is important to you. You can't just go there and say, well, I can go there go protest. Why you protest? Yes, I protest, I protest. Where I go down there, man? Where I go down there for? You look so burn down and loot and go create some nonsense. What are you going to say when you go? What is going to be your chant? Education is key, gentle people. Thank you guys for watching this video. As usual, I am a student in your class. Make sure your comments make sense in every sentence. If for the first time on my platform I like the argument, please go ahead and subscribe. Stay in this family. If you don't like the work I do, please be not trouble and not issue us. Find another page with a rage. Enough love see you if even listen to me. Man, as a respect for the view. Yeah? People, like me always I say, please support independent, grassroots journalists like us. We're going to pull up the truth, people. Them just start take with serious now, you know. Yes, them just start take with serious. You know, while such man could have buy out the media a yard, he never expect us. He never saw us coming. That's one thing he couldn't predict. Independent journalist, what we call blogger. He couldn't predict us. He couldn't see us on the flank coming. No, never saw us coming. That's why they went out and said, we are social media circus. Because they just look at us like a circus. But as we start getting more serious, listen to people. That brother on the screen, it make me get even more better and sharper at my work. Because ever since we hear the PM say, social media circus, people, everything chip and change in a call us. Me do more reading. Make sure my story more refined. Me just come out with something for a laugh or a view. Me make sure somebody come with the right story. The accurate story. I'm known for that on social media. Me not tell a lie. And if I ever get a story wrong, I will come out here, pull it. I've deleted video before, and I will apologize. But I haven't done that in a long time because as me get better at my craft since the PM, me not lie to people. Don't lie me, I tell you. That brother make me be a better man, a better independent journalist. I would not lie to you. That Andrew Ones make me become a better independent journalist by the pushback and we have social media circus. Me say, hold on, let me hear the circus. Me say, no, me don't want to get mixed up in some other blogger. Can you really have some circus out here? Me don't want to get mixed up in a this. So you know me gonna do more reading and research. Refine my stuff some more. And separate myself from the circus. Me not there. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoy this. Like I said, go and support, promote, donate. Yeah, like, share it, send it out there. So the message reach people. That's the main objective. The main goal is for the message to reach people. Thank you guys for watching this video. My name is Jamaican Carlos. I'm out.
Yeah, you know. Oh. Back is not supposed to come and dance. No, back supposed to go wrong. Back supposed to come out of the car and go straight in the police. You must see. Where they are? Come on, man. We're not fool. At the 8th election, me run. I never see this yet. Oh, joking thing on the pan. See your box in there. Any feeling when you want to put your box in there, put the president of the car them up. I want to know about Junior. Why not? Come here. Diane, when you're there.
I go for box to that, sir.
Them police, yeah. The presiding officer got me never see boxer ground, boxer going in a EOJ. Eh? Me downstairs. Me no want nobody touch me. Me want to box them. Go in the office. Me not supposed to box them. That's wrong.
Yeah, get that.
Me not in this.
Yeah, let's try to go on. Go, but if you
the man of them take box them from me. No, but then you box them. No answer. I'm a tell council don't sell me no without the
Prime Minister and Party Leader and your Holiness.
Is what happened to bold money. Now, the other transaction which concerned me was the one where the account was opened at NCB. It was opened with no money in it. And I didn't know you could open an account with no money in it.
Is the man of integrity.
A couple of days later, there was a deposit of a little over $143,000 US, which came from SSL.
In full support
of the best Prime Minister.
And in the context of the discussions which we have been having about SSL, I believe that the Prime Minister needs to address this and explain how and why that money came into his account from SSL.
And I'm very lucky
to have an outstanding Prime Minister.
It was deeply concerning to me, and I'm sure that it must be deeply concerning to all the people who not only lost money, but know people who lost money. And you know the number one concern is what happened to bold money.
A leader that we can be so proud of.
The transformation. I just gave away 87 black cats.
Is the best we have had.